right. Welcome everybody. We've got a Q&A session about our Azure desktop cloud migration. Some of you are probably wondering what the heck is this, and that's the whole purpose of this show today. We have Kevin and David here to guide us through, and then I'll handle the Q&A at the end for everybody. So go ahead, Kev.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Good morning or afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're tuning in from. The intention here is really just to highlight some of the changes that are taking place. There is a couple steps to this journey that we're in respect to the migration, and probably got about 10 minutes of slides, and then we can really open up for question and answers. We just want to see what type of questions you might have or concerns for that matter. And yeah, just get you the information that you need to be successful in this summer migration that's underway. So let's talk about what's changing and why. So our System 5 and cloud environment runs in Microsoft Azure on a virtual desktop platform, and Microsoft is retiring the old remote desktop client. And you've probably seen messaging around that in the client that you're using today. It popped up with a March 27th date, and we've got several calls from customers just concerned about that. We've been working with a third-party team to help us build a new Azure Virtual Desktop environment in Microsoft's platform, secure it, do all the things necessary to make sure that we're going to protect your data. And certainly the end date that it's coming is September 28th, where the environment deadline for the system that we're using today needs to be moved out of. So during June and August, or June, July, August, we'll be working with customers to migrate your data and System 5 on cloud settings. We are issuing new credentials. So you'll receive a first.last name at s5oc.com. And that's really the keys to your new server and being able to authenticate and sign in. So there is a new way to be able to connect to this new environment. The technology is using Microsoft's new Windows app that needs to be installed. We do have, there is theoretically the ability to connect from a browser, but it's limited with printer redirection and such. So really we're still continuing with our preferred method of connectivity, which is that Windows app. Your data will be migrated. So certainly one day you'll be on the old system, you'll log out, and the next day you'll be signing in with your new S5OC credentials, and that will be your same data experience in respect to System 5 on cloud. So yeah, really workflow wise, your day-to-day, your screens, those are not expected to change. We're really just changing where your data resides and the technology stack that's being ran in Microsoft Azure. So how to access your cloud environment. This Windows app needs installation, and it needs installation on every computer that's accessing System 5 on cloud. So it's a pretty similar shortcut experience as the Red remote app that you would be using today. Looks a little bit different, but it's still the same idea where you're presented with an icon, and then you'd be signing into the experience in that respect. So yeah, that's going to be the technology for the best experience in respect to that. And this is just a screenshot of the remote app itself as to what it's going to look like. Your checklist really is getting the Windows app installed, I say now, but in the days to come, before you get your System 5 on cloud credentials. We do understand that some customers might require IT or administrator rights. So every Windows 11 workstation client that you'd be wanting to install on would be needing that Windows app. And then, of course, pinning it to your taskbar to get ready for it. And when you're receiving credentials from the support and cloud operations team, you will be expected to set up multi-factor authentication with those new credentials. So it's certainly really just installing. One consideration is just know your drives in respect to the environment. So our W drive stores your System 5 data. S is a temporary drive that you can place PDF files or things into. So you really want to save any non-essential files locally to keep your cloud storage clear. So if there is other spreadsheets or things that you operate on or are storing in your cloud environment, get those down onto your local workstation. So that's in a place that'll work for you in that respect. And just mind your connection. Generally, as a rule of thumb, we want to see wired internet connections, and they matter the most. They're the most stable experience. Everyone's experienced Wi-Fi brownouts, and that can happen in businesses too. So really just having that wired connection experience is the safest way to not experience any dropped packets or disconnections. And just keeping your network latency under 150 milliseconds is the rule of thumb that we're normally going with. And there is some speed testing tools that support can work with you on if there's concerns about whether you need to wire up a connection or what makes sense there. So installation of the Windows app is pretty straightforward. If you haven't used the Microsoft Store before, it'll be in your Start menu, and you'll just want to type in Microsoft Store and select that from the screen pop that is available. And once you're in the store, you're really going to want to click on Applications and search for the Windows app. I've got it installed already, and you might have to scroll depending on other software that might be being advertised in the store itself, but scroll down. Windows app is what you're after, and then just clicking an install button. If there is further like administrative rights or things required, you'd be prompted for that. So you may want to open a ticket with your IT team or work with your IT professional just to get that software installed, because that's what we're going to use in respect to that. So it's just install at this point. The support and cloud operations team will reach out with new System 5 on cloud credentials and a date for the migration. And we are certainly willing to work with you as well. We've got to get through everybody this summer in respect to the migration. So a little bit of flexibility is available, but generally we're looking for people to get it's not a large amount of time. It's really just getting the software installed, ready, and then dropping credentials in to hit the ground running when the team migrates data. And then using the Windows app. So we're here to help. Like certainly when we're talking, we understand that like business disruption, change management may require like training your people to use a different icon the next day. We are doing some things in respect to also changing icons to say do not use, so that there's no accidental signing into the old environment. We're turning the old environment off as well to avoid someone getting into a habit and then accessing using old credentials. So there are some things that we're doing to mitigate that, but it is going to require some communication with your employees. And certainly if you've got temporary people or newer people in your organization, just to be messaging and working with them to understand where they need to go to access your System 5 on cloud experience. So that was really the slide deck that I had prepared, and wanted to just open the floor for any questions or concerns that might be in the studio audience.
Yeah, so as of right now, no questions. So hopefully we did a great job of explaining the situation here. But if you do have something that you'd like to bring to us, now is the time for Q&A.
Yeah, it's a little scary anytime we're talking about change, right? In respect to like what's going to happen. We have already started this journey with some pilot customers, which is going quite successful. There is we didn't know if there'd be printer issues or things of that nature that might crop up, and we haven't seen any large issues come up at all. So we're continuing with the migration, and it's going smoothly so far.
All right, we got a couple questions. We've got Shelly asking, so we just need to install the app at this point, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, we're just looking for the application installation. If there are problems installing an app, that's where we want to get in front of that. So if we were providing credentials and looking for install same day, that's generally a best practice. We want to get the software installed, find out if there's any problems at the installation, and then we can address those, including if you need to contact your IT team or get an admin password or things of that nature. So we're looking for just installation at this stage. There are support articles available for that as well. Maybe David, if you can post that in the chat for the group, just for the setup instructions, that would be useful.
Okay. We've got another question from Jennifer. Will each individual user receive an email with updated credentials?
Yes, that is correct. So new credentials will be issued for the entire organization, and those are going to be communicated to the tenant administrators. So sometimes that's one person or multiple people in the business. So the tenant admins will get new credentials, and then we'll need to work with the employees that need to type those into the workstations. Because they're temporary passwords, you're going to need to pick a new password and set up MFA.
So just to recap that, each cloud administrator will get the users and temporary passwords, not each individual user.
That's correct. Tenant admins will receive. Yeah.
Perfect. We've got a question is, what is the benefit of this change to us, the consumers?
Yeah, the big benefit is support from Microsoft. Like certainly when we and updated technology. So technology often lives for 3 to 5 years, and it's time to get into a new tech stack that's got some additional both security and some troubleshooting tools that our cloud operations team can use. So we're actually looking forward to this experience in the sense that it will give us access to new ways to control the environment and just make it more reliable and stable. So benefit is really just that longer play in respect to the solution.
Sounds good. Jennifer is asking, will we have to set up the POS device manager again to run credit cards?
Oh, that's a great question, because that can be a lot of configuration. So the POS device manager, the settings are in place. As long as you're not doing anything to the workstation other than just installing the remote app, there is no additional configuration required. It's the same data, the same POS device manager keys will be migrated over. So you should hit the ground running with the new client, and off you go.
Right. Kat's asking, do we write to support to get our new credentials, or will they be sent to us automatically?
Yeah, we're provisioning lists of customers. We're working with clients on a weekly basis. We're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday updates with customers. So you'll be contacted in advance of the migration date with credentials and the plan. And yeah, we'll be working with you and communicating. David, I believe that you're working with support to get a ticket created as well. Is that correct?
Yes, support generating the tickets.
Yeah, so your tenant admin will receive a support ticket as well with information and the dates in that respect.
That partially answers Tyler's question. So Tyler's question was, what kind of heads up should we expect? A couple days, a couple weeks, a couple hours?
David, do you want to take that? Yeah, I know that the Cloud Ops team is partitioning out the customer list. So we likely are we doing it a week at a time, or are we going to send those out in advance?
We're trying to get as much advance notice as possible. Certainly those with larger user counts being prioritized with more runway, because in usually those instances, the data set sizes and the data required for the migration takes longer as well. At the moment, we're also trying to work like a pilot project with our individual customers that are of a smaller user count, so we can ensure that the service, the transition goes as smoothly as possible, so we can ramp up for those with the larger user counts.
All right. Thank you. The next question is from Jonathan. Do you know what the options are for MFA with the Windows app? Is email still an option, or would Authenticator be required?
Oh, that's another great question. Yeah, email is still an option, or I guess, David, the same options exist that we have today, which would be email, the Microsoft Authenticator app, and there is an option for using a Chrome browser plugin as well. If you've got employees that don't want to use their personal devices. So that just gives you the ability to have that key present in a browser.
All right, and we've got a question from Donnie. Will we be able to use Excel in the new remote desktop?
So yeah, maybe David, you can answer that.
Not at this time, no. The environment is essentially what you have today is going to be the new environment. The only difference is the mechanism by which you connect to that environment, which is the Windows app we're discussing.
Yeah. certainly if and we've been asked that before about running Microsoft technology in System 5 on cloud, and it would just increase our digital footprint, so to speak. So we have generally not looked to run Excel, Outlook, other Microsoft tools in the environment, as they just consume memory and require Office 365 keys. So good question.
Good. Next question is, will there be a test environment prior to migration to ensure printers and scanners all work properly?
There isn't going to be a test environment because we don't have enough time to get everybody across the line. And generally, we've already done our pilot and testing with our end-to-end environment, so we know that this is working at this stage. But good question.
All right. Rudy is asking when he can go live with this. So we'll take note of that. They want to go.
If somebody that wants to go sooner than later, we absolutely are open to that. Sometimes there's business reasons or what have you. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, put your name in the chat or talk to your account manager so that we can go ahead and engage you and get you sooner than later.
Yeah, and then there was another similar with the timeline question here. Didn't hear an actual timeline for the advance notice of change over to the new system. This is holiday season in North America, so it's important.
It is, yeah. Certainly, when we looked at the Microsoft deadlines and timeframes, they weren't preferred. Sometimes holidays are helpful because it might be slower. But we do understand that there's certainly a retail aspect to many of our customers, so it can be busy as well during the holiday season. So, yeah, we'll be getting those notifications out really imminently to customers as to what window they're going to be in.
Well, the questions sure slow down, so hopefully we've covered many of the questions out there. If there's any other questions, now is the time, because we're getting close to wrapping up, it sounds like.
Yeah, a big part of really just this communication and having an open Q&A is we want to both understand the questions that you're going to have or any other areas that we need to work on in respect to both communication and instructions for everybody to consume. So at this stage, the real big takeaway is to get that Microsoft Store remote app installed and expect to see credentials coming and letting even your team know that there's change coming in respect to the remote app and credentials, and we're going to need to set some things up in advance of that.
Well, I think that's where we're going to wrap it.
Thank you all for attending. This will be recorded, so if you want to rewatch or asking any questions of our support team, we are here to help. So support@windwardsoftware.com. And I did put just the link to our emergency support because we're still educating customers. Certainly you can call in and place an emergency voicemail, but we do have a link as well if you wanted to go ahead and create an emergency ticket with our team. So just for awareness, it's good to have that sometimes linked on point of sale workstations. Like if you can't take money or something's broken or down, we want your team to be able to access our support quickly and get resolved. Thank you all.